What's up everybody, welcome to today's video. When I first heard about the Quest 3's fantastic mixed reality, I thought it was going to be a gimmick, but I was happily mistaken. So let's see what exactly proved me wrong with my favorite mixed reality games / experiences that I've played on my Meta Quest 3. For starters, to no one's surprise, Deio. This tabletop RPG has absolutely consumed me these past few months. Apart from being an overall fantastic and addicting game, its simple tabletop nature makes it a perfect mixed reality experience. I frequently find myself sitting in my living room just cranking out a dungeon while conversing with my family. Over Thanksgiving, I really got to test the practicality of wearing a toaster on my head while conversing with people casually, and it went better than expected. Being the youngest, I often find very little to add to conversation, so I tend to play mindless mobile games while sitting around doing nothing. This year, I decided that mobile game would be Deio, and it was interesting. At first, my family was a little bit hesitant, but after the first day, it just kind of worked. The simplicity of Deio allowed me to pause whenever I felt like I needed to intervene in the conversation and then pick back up where I started. It was like playing my own little personal board game around my entire family. Of course, this can't replace the feeling of actually sitting down with my family and playing a board game, but it was pretty fairly close. The game has an amazing passive progression system, with the different dungeons having unique challenges, each slightly harder than the last. The only glaring issue I have with the game as a whole is its lack of replayability. Of course, all of the dungeons have procedural generation, but once you kind of figure out how to beat each dungeon, they become somewhat stale. Overall, the game gets a 7 out of 10 for me as just a Quest title, and an 8 out of 10 on its utilization of mixed reality. Up next, it's time to get sporty with some tabletop tennis. I am an avid Madden and FIFA hater. No hate against anyone who enjoys those games, I've just never found it, appealing. Why would I want to go play a digital sport when I could just go play the real one? So that is, well, let's just say the reason why I wanted to dislike 11 table tennis, just out of principle, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. It just simulates table tennis so well. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am by no means a professional tiny tenniser, so I can't validate the nuances of table tennis physics, but to my human understanding, they're pretty damn good. Not only can you rally, but you can also add curve and add other weird bounces. All things that I believe are a part of table tennis anyway. But we are not just here to talk table tennis, we're also here to talk mixed reality. Well, what do you know, 11 table tennis just got its grummy little mitts on it. I mean, this is just unreal. I have a full-size tennis table in the center of my room. There is no long setup process, no need for extra storage, it's just a spaceless table that appears in the middle of where I want to play. It's not quite there yet, but what I have experienced using 2 headsets and orienting them across from one another to simulate a real game just is so much fun. Sure, it doesn't completely replace what playing real table tennis with a friend is like, but it's pretty darn close. Overall, I'd rank the game a solid 6 out of 10, and for its utilization of mixed reality, it's definitely sitting up at a 9. But after smashing away at ping pong, sometimes you just need to take a good nap. Luckily, that's what we got Pillow for. This first of its kind experience is meant to be played laying down on a couch or even a bed. This app attempts to use mixed reality augmentations to tell peaceful stories and connect members of its community. The general vibe and feel of the app is very peaceful. The experience uses colors that are gentle on the eyes. The sound design is soothing, and don't even get me started on the narrator's incredible sleep-inducing voice. Currently, the application has 4 unique experiences, my favorite of which being fishing, an experience where you fish, but not just that, every single fish that you catch ends up telling you a little story that answers a question that changes daily. And not only are these stories being told, they're actually stories that were told by other fellow members of the VR community. This serene, peaceful experience is made that much more comforting with the way that all the environments seamlessly blend into your real play space. The overall shading that the app does to the reality portions of mixed reality look so good on the Quest 3, even on the LCD screens. Overall, as a whole, it is just a work of art seeing it all be put together. And it does what it sets out to do in a way that I've never really seen any other app like this do. but personally, I just can't see myself using this all that often, so I'm just gonna have to give it a 4 out of 10 on a general ranking, but definitely a 10 out of 10 on its utilization of mixed reality. Just something about throwing a fishing rod up into my ceiling, having it plop down and like make a pond is just so beautiful. But not every mixed reality experience can be a dream, and in fact, we can find our first nightmare-like mixed reality experience in the game Drop Dead: The Cabin. This COD zombie style game added mixed reality in its latest update, and it's an absolute blast. This is by no means the best zombie shooter out there, but it's got a fair share of bells and whistles. For starters, the voice acting is fantastic. In fact, there were quite a few times where I made an auditory exhale while playing. The gunplay is alright, and the character design gives a bit of Plants vs. Zombies vibe, but let's talk about what you're all really here for, the mixed reality gameplay. For starters, you'll need a full scan of your room with 4 chosen walls, a window, a door, and a table. This is so that all of the necessary virtual components know where to be. It's unfortunate that even with the Quest 3 scanning capabilities, auto recognition just still isn't there yet, but we take what we can get, am I right? Once set up, the whole experience is an absolute hoot. The zombies start purely invading through the 2 designated weak points, while the rest of your room stays intact. The coolest part is the sound design. During this stage where the zombies can only come in through your door and window, you can actually hear the zombies creeping around outside of your room, making their way there. Hearing them just on the other side of my studio walls has got to be one of the most terrifying experiences. However, that pales in comparison to the experience of having a massive chunker come smashing through my wall in my studio. Sure, the existence of mixed reality didn't do much to change the gameplay, but the feeling of immersion is just that much deeper when I recognize and am attached to the environment that I'm playing in. Just having that massive zombie come crashing through my walls, bringing in a horde, just sent me into panic mode. I mean, I knew it wasn't real, but something about seeing it standing on the same floor that I was standing on just kind of had me shooken. Overall, the gameplay for me is about a 5 out of 10, but the mixed reality edition is by far the best on this list and also deserves a 10 out of 10. But that's it. That's all I've got for you guys today. Keep an open mind when trying these titles and be sure to do some research of your own. There are so many unique use cases for mixed reality that are already out there, and I'm seeing more and more pop up every single day. I'm so excited to see what's still on its way, and I see a bright future ahead for mixed reality, especially on the Quest 3. If this video helped you out, a like would be greatly appreciated, and let me know if you tried out any of these titles. And if there's any you think that you want me to try out next, be sure to let me know down in the comment section. With that being said, keep on questing, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Bye!